Hi, I'm Heather from Car Seat Site, and today I have the Nuna EXEC all-in-one car seat. It rear faces from 5 to 50 pounds, forward faces from 22 to 65 pounds, and becomes a booster from 40 to 120 pounds. Today we're going to be installing it forward facing using the seat belt, which is the preferred method of installation with the EXEC, and we're also going to be using the top tether because that's a very important safety feature. And I have a Tesla Model 3, but these techniques that I'm using today apply to all vehicles. So if you don't have a Tesla Model 3, then don't worry about it because you can use these techniques in any vehicle that you own. So watch and you'll learn. The EXEC has 4 recline positions for forward facing and 4 recline positions for rear facing. The forward-facing recline positions are marked in red, and the recline positions for rear-facing are marked in blue. The adjuster button is on the side, on both sides. You don't have to press both at the same time, just press the one that's closest to you. So I'm going to show you how to adjust it. It's really easy. Just move it away from the seat back, otherwise it's going to be really hard to adjust. Just press that adjuster button, and it slides or glides really easily into the position that you want. So we want any of the 4 recline positions that are in the red zone. So I'm going to put it back into recline position number 1 and set it upright just like that. And now I also want to talk about the padding. If you have just turned this seat forward facing for your child and you find that you have your infant padding still in it, you need to take it out right now. This padding should have come out at 11 pounds, but sometimes we don't check that manual as often as we should. And yeah, it needs to come out right away for forward facing. So I'm going to loosen the harness and unbuckle and take out this padding. I'm going to remove the buckle padding and take out this bottom padding right here. This is the stuff that needs to come out at 11 pounds. Just put that there. The head padding right here, that can stay in if you want. Your child probably will find it a little bit claustrophobic, but you know, if they don't and they like it, that can stay in. This padding on the harness is optional. It's required for rear facing, but for forward facing it's optional. So if you want to leave that padding on the harness and the buckle, you certainly can leave it on. So that's optional for forward facing. Okay, so we're ready to discuss installation. There are a couple of things we want to get squared away before we start installation. The first is the leg rest. The leg rest is adjustable by pressing these 2 buttons on either side. Both must be pressed at the same time. It can give more leg room by pulling out, and it can also adjust by just rotating it up or down, and that's a really nice feature just for leg comfort. So I will just adjust that in or out, just like that, lock it into place. And then we also need to pull the top tether from the back of the seat. So make sure that you have taken the top tether out of its storage spot on the back of the seat and just set it on the front of the seat just like this, because we want easy access to it. We're going to be using the top tether for installation. We'll talk about it in just a little bit, but we need to have access to it. Okay, so we are going to start installation. And the first thing we're going to do is lift the headrest up. By lifting the headrest up, what that's going to do is that's going to give us access to the true tension door on the inside. There's a panel. If you lift this section up, there's a purple harness storage panel. And what that does is when the headrest is down low, it covers up our true tension door. So we need to lift that headrest up in order to get access to our true tension door, which is the key to getting the installation tight. So we lift that up, we pull our harness off to the side, just like that, and now we have access to the inside of the car seat. So we're going to lift this panel up, which is directly behind the child's back, unsnap the bottom portion of the cover or the padding, and then pull it forward just a little bit. And then on the inside is our true tension door, and it's marked with red stickers or red labels. So our true tension door again is the key. So open that true tension door, and when that true tension door is open, you can tuck this padding right here behind it, and it will leave it open for us. We don't have to do anything else. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to take our seatbelt and we're going to run our seatbelt through our forward-facing belt path. Our forward-facing belt path is marked in red and it's behind the child's back. The belt path that we want to use is always going to be the one that's closest to the vehicle seat back. So, for forward-facing, it's always going to be behind the child's back. And as I'm pulling the seatbelt through, I'm just going to let you know that I only pull out as much seatbelt as I need to work with. Some people like to pull out all the seatbelt and have just this big loop of seatbelt, and that's just not the technique I like to use. When I pull the seatbelt out all the way like that, it locks the retractor, and I find that more often than not I make a mistake like that, and then I have to put the seatbelt all the way back and reset the retractor. So I like to just pull out what I need at the moment. And make sure that you buckle your seatbelt. And what you're going to do is just put enough tension into the seatbelt, just take that slack out, and then close your true tension door just like this. Make sure you hear a nice click, and that's it. That's the magic of the true tension door. And we're going to test for tightness right at the belt path. The belt path is right here where you put your seatbelt through, and just give it a shake. All you have to do, you don't need to like shake it loose, just give it a handshake like you would as you're meeting a new person or greeting a colleague. So just give it a handshake like that. If you want it a little bit tighter, unbuckle it first. You don't want to open that true tension door. There's a lot of tension on the true tension door. You could hurt your finger, or you could break the true tension door. So we want to unbuckle first. Watch what happens to the seat when I unbuckle it. It actually pops up. So releasing that tension and then opening the true tension doors. If you want to rebuckle and then get a little more tension into the seat, just tighten that seatbelt a little bit. It's going to be hard to close that true tension door now. And then the seat will be a lot tighter. Okay? And then the final step with the seatbelt is to lock it. So then pull it out all the way. You can see how short my seatbelts are. And then you can tell that I turned over the retractor and locked it. I switched it. So it's a switchable retractor. Okay, and that's it with the seatbelts. Now let's attach the top tether. The top tether is super important when it comes to forward-facing safety. It reduces head excursion, or how far forward the head comes out of the car seat, by 4 to 6 inches. So that is big when it comes to forward-facing kids' safety. I've got the front seat moved up all the way as far as it goes, but most people don't sit like that because they would be sitting on the windshield. If you consider how far back some vehicle seats are and the space between the back seat and the front seat, that 4 to 6 inches is the difference between a head injury and no head injury. So it is a big, big deal. The child can come out of the seat and hit a side pillar. This is the B pillar. It's the second pillar in the vehicle, so it's called a B pillar. Or they could hit the front seat. They could hit another passenger. So it is really important to attach the top tether. And we're going to attach the top tether as the final step of installation. You use it both with the seat belt and with latch if you're going to be using the lower anchors and lower connectors. The top tether gets attached in the Model 3 by routing the tether on the outside of the headrest. So most people do that a little bit wrong in the Model 3. They usually route it over the top, and that's incorrect. So you have to go on the outside towards the door side. I'm going to route it around, click it on, and then tighten it. Make sure that's nice and tight, because that is the final step. If you're installing this seat in the middle seat, it goes over the top of the middle headrest. You just make sure that the headrest is all the way down, and then put it over the top. Make sure that's nice and snug, and just tuck that behind the seat. Get it out of the way. In other vehicles, make sure that you're attaching your top tether to an approved tether anchor location. Some tether anchors aren't marked, and you're not quite sure if you're attaching it to maybe a cargo anchor or just something metal that looks like it could hold a tether anchor, and that may not be rated for the weight that the tether anchor needs to pull on during a crash. So make sure that you've read your owner's manual and you know that you're actually attaching it to a tether anchor. And this seat is installed. It's attached at the top so that the top of the seat won't pull forward, and it's attached at the belt path, and it's great. That is how you install a Nuna EXEC all-in-one car seat forward facing with the harness. To uninstall the Nuna EXEC all-in-one car seat, it is just the reverse steps. So loosen the top tether, and remove it from your tether anchor. And remember, there's a lot of tension on this true tension door, so remove or unbuckle the seat first, then open the true tension door and pull the seatbelt out. And that's it. And your seat is uninstalled. Thanks for watching the Nuna EXEC forward-facing installation video. If you like this video, please subscribe to the Car Seat Site channel. I have more videos coming. Thanks.